Good morning, Juan. Good morning. Folks are going to come in. This is going to be exciting, exciting, exciting. Can you hear me, Juan? I can hear you. I can hear you though. Morning, Jonathan. Or you can reply in the chat if you want to, whatever you feel comfortable with. Good morning. We're coming in on time as well.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah, I put my phone in.
Good morning, Cecilia.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Jonathan.
Morning.
They'll start rushing to class very soon. They'll start rushing in here. We'll just see so many different boxes pop up on the screen. Jilene? Jilene?
Yes.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Am I pronouncing your name correctly?
Yeah, that's correct.
Jilene.
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure. Elisa, good morning. Good morning, everyone coming in. Oh, JJ, that is an adorable picture. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. We'll probably get started. I'll give us like 9:05, just because I know connections and stuff, so I just want to be mindful of everything. Folks are coming in. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. We have about like one more minute and then we'll get started. Can y'all hear me typing? Nod your head if you can. Can you hear the typing going? Yeah, love it. Okay, so we're about to get started. Good morning, everyone. Once again, my name is Erika Black, and I am going to be your advisor for this summer bridge for these next couple days. And I think for starters, kind of like because we're still getting to know each other and we're living in this virtual remote world, if we can just go around and give introductions as well. So our names, hometown, pronouns, and then what are we going to major in? I'm really interested to hear some majors. So I'll kind of get started to kind of model a little bit. So good morning, everyone. My name is Erika Black. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I'm from Inglewood, California. And when I was a college student way back in the day, my major was sociology with a minor in education. And then the next person I see on my screen to go is Cecilia.
Hello, my name is Cecilia Contreras. My pronouns are she, her, hers, ella. I'm from Santa Rosa, California, and my major is pre-nursing.
And then popcorn, someone else, Cecilia. Whoever you see on the screen, I feel comfortable having go then.
Okay. I popcorn Sabrina.
Okay. Hi, my name is Sabrina Philman. I'm from Santa Rosa, California, and my pronouns are she, hers, and then my major is computer science. And then I'll popcorn it over to Stephanie.
Mic not working. Okay, Steph, that's really cool. Do you mind just putting it? You can just chat it in. Chat it in. You can just put it in the chat if you want to. Well, we know your name is Stephanie. Hello? Okay. Awesome, Stephanie. Thank you. So we have Stephanie, pronouns she, her, hers, from Rio Vista, California, and majors pre-nursing. Awesome. We have a couple future nurses in here, and that's amazing. Okay, Stephanie, who would you want to go next? Haley. Okay, awesome. Haley? Hello? Oh, your mic isn't working either? Okay, okay, that's totally fine. So you're more than welcome to put it in the chat also if you want to. Okay. I think my Can you all hear me and see me?
Yes, we can both hear you and see you.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, Haley, and then who would you like to popcorn to go next? Selena, okay.
Hi, I'm Selena. My pronouns are she and hers. I'm from Marin County, and I'm going in undeclared, but I'm planning on declaring in computer science.
Okay, okay. Computer science, that's awesome. That's awesome. And Selena, who would you like to have go next?
Popcorn, Cecilia Contreras.
Okay.
I actually already went.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's because you didn't your like camera on. A popcorn, Jonathan.
Jonathan Duran, okay.
Well, my name is Jonathan Duran. My pronouns is he, him, his, él. My major is gonna be pre-business, and I'm from Compton, California.
Okay, okay. So Jonathan.
I will. Did Destiny Garcia go?
No. Mm-mm.
But yeah, alright then.
Hi, I'm Destiny Garcia. I'm from Fresno, California, and my major is civil studies, and my pronouns are she, her, her.
Nice.
I popcorn Alicia.
Okay. I think Elisa right now has stepped away from the for a little bit. She had messaged me privately and informed me that. So what I'll do is I'll kind of bring our leaders into the mix a little bit. So I'll popcorn Brianna.
Hi, everyone. As you might already know, my name is Brianna. I'm a fourth year, and I'm double majoring in psychology and women's and gender studies. My pronouns are she, her, hers, ella. And I'll popcorn over to Juan.
Hi, my name is. Sorry. Hi, my name is Juan. I'm a psych major. I'm on my fourth year technically. I'm a psych major. My pronouns are he, him, his, and I'm pursuing a special ed credential.
Mm-hmm.
As Josue, are you gone?
Yeah, no, okay. My name's Soy. I am a kinesiology major. I don't know. That's pretty much it. What else do I need? Interesting fact? No? Oh yeah, that's it. I passed it over to Lolly.
Hi, my name is Lolly Reyes, and I'm also from Santa Rosa, and I'm currently going in as undeclared also.
Okay.
And a popcorn Jillian.
Jillian.
Hi, my name is Jeline Punong Bayan. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I'm also a pre-nursing major. I pass it over to Abigail.
Oh, we have two Abigails. Well, let's go with you, Abigail. Elazar. Both. Oh, Abigail went to Sacramento. Major. Okay, so the other Abigail then, AE. We got AQ talk, and then we'll now go to AE.
Sorry, is it me first?
Yeah, because
Okay.
AQ they went in the chat.
Okay, so my name is Abigail Sarraras. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and ella. I'm from San Jose, California, and I'm majoring in liberal studies through the Hutchins program.
Okay. Awesome. I think that everyone went. Correct me if I'm wrong, someone. Everyone went?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, cool. Thank you, Brianna. Brianna got my back. Okay, perfect. So I just want to make it like a quick, kind of like a quick check in with everyone. I recognize that, like, cameras are often probably for different reasons, and then connections are also kind of like, connections being interested in being like in and out. But if at any time you feel comfortable and you want to put your camera on, you're more than welcome to. And then also at the same time, if you feel comfortable just keeping your camera off, you're more than welcome to as well. Just want to making sure that, like, just because I don't see, like, the physical head nods or knowing if I should move on or knowing that there's something I need to repeat, just please make sure you can put it in the chat as well so that I'm mindful of that and stuff like that. Okay. Are we good? Kind of like everyone good? Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm actually going to share my screen with you all in a minute. And what we're going to do is I'm going to do like some sort of check-in with you all, okay? So here we go. So let me share my screen. And this is kind of like to break the ice a little bit. And what you'll do is you see here at the top where it says pollev.com/Erika Black 284. I want you to put that in your phone or on your computer if you want to. And what you'll see is this screen pop up, and I want you to respond to it. I want to see where we are right now. And so how do you feel today? We had the different emojis. I'm feeling happy. I'm feeling like overwhelmed, anxious. There's a lot going on. I'm feeling like angry, mad, or I'm feeling mischievous and I'm up to something sneaky. So everyone kind of just respond to how you're feeling. And now I'll even do, okay, so we got someone feeling happy. Okay, awesome. I'll do it with you all as well. Okay, we got someone feeling, ooh, sigh, okay. Okay, we got another person feeling woo sigh. Okay, we got some happiness coming in. We got someone feeling angry. Okay, let's be authentic with our feeling. Okay. 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 So, does anyone feel comfortable with the different responses or out with how they're like feeling today? I want to share that. Got a lot of folks feeling good. Got a lot of folks feeling kind of anxious, overwhelmed. Got some folks feeling, you know, kind of upset and stuff. So thank y'all for participating in this as well, by the way. And then recognizing I can't probably see, if you want to put on the side in the chat how you're feeling, that's totally fine as well. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the next one, okay? What is one new hobby you've picked up during quarantine? What is something you've like, I'm starting to do this more often and I'm really enjoying it? It can be baking, cooking, reading. Okay, awesome. Embroidery, gardening, sleeping is what before quarantine, during and after, I will be sleeping. Yoga.
So, Erica, it looks like we have a couple of responses in the group chat.
Oh, okay, perfect. Bree, can you do me a favor? Can you say them to me? Because okay, perfect, awesome.
So, Jonathan says he's sleeping.
Okay.
I feel that one.
Yes.
And then Elisa says, I've been feeling super anxious, exhausted. I'm currently working 12-hour days, Monday through Friday.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that, Lisa.
Thank you. Just remember to take care of yourself, okay?
And we'll talk more about that too. Okay. Anyone else, Bree or Juan in the group? Anyone else?
That looks like it's it for now.
That looks it. Okay, and let's look at some of these hobbies, y'all. So, can someone talk to me about embroidery? I can't even say the word. Can someone who put that, can we talk about that a little bit and what that's been like for you?
So I actually put that down.
Oh, okay. Okay, so talk to us about it.
So like I really like sewing, and I alter my clothes if I don't like how they look. So I just kind of picked it up. It's kind of relaxing and kind of soothing, and the end result is really nice. So I'll show you later if there's time.
Okay. Who put yoga? Can we talk to us about yoga? My favorite pose is a child pose, where I'm just laying down, basically. Anyone who put yoga?
I put that. So I took a yoga class at the JC like 2 summers ago.
Nice.
But I didn't really take it seriously after that. And then since I have more time now, I started doing it more at home.
Okay. Well, I need all of that in my life. And we'll talk more in our one-on-one about yogas and different things that you're doing and stuff like that, and how it's really helpful and how you're taking it serious, how much more you want to do with it and stuff. And as much as I want to go specifically into each hobby with everyone right now, that's why I'm looking forward to our one-on-one later, which I'll talk to you all about in a minute, and talking more about the gardening, the learning, the sacks, the working, the baking, eating, drawing. So this is awesome stuff, y'all. Okay. Next. So how do you feel about starting your journey at SSU? How are we feeling right now? Excited. Okay. Nervous, emotional. Okay. Happy. Curious. Ooh, okay. Excited. I see excited just popping out more. Excited. Nervous. A smiley face. Okay, I'm here for that too. I'm here for the smiley faces. Adventures, yes. Yes. Many adventures. Okay, so we have emotional, happy, adventures, excited, smiley face, nervous, and curious. I think those are all definitely very normal and valid feelings to have when it comes to starting this new journey at Sonoma State, especially in this very virtual remote world. And I'm just glad that you all are even participating to come early to do what you have to do and stuff. So this is some exciting stuff. I thank y'all for sharing as well. It seems like a lot of folks are excited, which is making me excited. What do you hope to gain from Summer Bridge? When it's all said and done, what do you hope to gain from Summer Bridge? Insight. Okay, awesome. Meeting people new. Okay, new. Ooh, friends. Community. Okay, people, friendships, community, new. I'm trying to turn up. Hey, no. New community. Nice. Okay, readiness. Okay, I hear someone typing over there, typing loud too. Type, type, type. Okay. Elective knowledge. Yeah, so electives, get that knowledge. All of this is good stuff, y'all. Especially, I see community is the biggest one on here, right? How can we still build on community even though we're not necessarily physically around each other, but we're remotely engaging? And what does that look like in terms of community and building that? Thank y'all for being thoughtful in elective units, okay? Thank y'all for being thoughtful and responding to this. I'm going to move on to the next one. Okay. How can the faculty advising me and the leadership team, Juan and Brianna, best support you? What does that look like? How can we support you during this time? Listen, okay? Any ways that we can best support you? Guide, okay? Understand, advice, guidance, understand us. Guide, it's really a big one. Registration tips, okay? Registration tips, awesome. See, guidance, advice, registration tips, understand us, and listening. So what I'm hearing is just communicating with us, and then when you do communicate, making sure that we advisors, faculty, and our leadership team listen to understand you all, not listen to respond to you all, but listen to understand where you're coming from, which is really important, and giving advice based on listening to what is needed and stuff. So thank you all for participating in this. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing now. Okay. So thank you all for participating in that awesome activity. I think it's really important for me not to just talk to you about everything, but it's really important to kind of gather where you are and where I can meet you there. Also in regards to Brianna and Juan as well. Where can we meet you even though we're not physically together? And how can we still hear your voices even if we're not able to hear it like, in person or anything like that? So I really appreciate you all from the comments that you have left in the chat, and then also from the responses that you were giving to the activity, and that is saved. Brianna and Juan, myself will look over this and kind of take stock of like where we are and how we can better serve you all, okay? So once again, thank you so much for being a part of that, presentation. So now I'm going to stop presenting with it. How did you all feel about that, by the way? Was that a good, can I get a thumbs up, or that was cool in the chat? Awesome way to kind of like check in. And then we can also talk in our one-on-one as well about it and stuff. All right. So what we're going to do now is that I'm going to talk to you about just expectations when it comes to advising. Is that this is a whole brand new system for you all. I recognize in terms of like the classes, university requirements, and major requirements that you may need. My goal is to make sure that you have autonomy over what you want to do with your schedule for this fall semester. So what does that look like in terms of the content of the classes you're taking and the areas that they fulfill? I want to make sure that it's something that you are actually excited to take and that it is still going to actually count for something in terms of like major and degree requirements. So when I do advise you, it's going to be more of a conversation of looking at the content of the class versus just saying, oh yeah, this class fulfills this. But I want to make sure you understand what you're taking and if that piques your interest and fulfill that. Okay, so my expectation when it comes to advising is that you just come ready. We're going to have a conversation about what you want your fall semester to look like, what you want your class schedule to look like, what you want your like requirements that you're fulfilling to look like and stuff like that. And I also want, you're more than welcome to ask me questions as well about just in terms of like taking courses that like complement each other. And then also just being mindful of like, well, how does me taking this course, what does this look like as a first semester student and stuff? So my expectation is that you just come with an open mind and just be ready to collaborate with me as I guide you through what will look best for you for advising and stuff. So does anyone have any questions about that or anything? No? No question? Let me ask you all this. What is a class that you would say you're looking forward to the most taking? If you can think of any class that you may think exists at Sonoma State, what class is that? Like for me, it would probably be something like, sociology of families. So learning more about like family dynamics and stuff would be awesome. Yes. Thank you, Cecilia. So everyone go to the chat. Chicana X studies. Chicano/Chicana studies. Amazing.
Should we just like unmute our mic and respond?
Oh yeah. You definitely you're more than welcome to unmute your mic and respond. Or if you want to prefer to respond in the chat, you're welcome to do that as well. Whatever you feel comfortable with.
I'd say I'm like interested in looking forward to like history classes just because I really liked it in high school.
Okay. So Selena, history classes, Cecilia, Chicano/Chicana studies. Awesome. Juan Lopez. Okay, so we already have one of our leaders giving you the insight on who to take for instructors. Something with business, a child development class. Okay, this is some good stuff. Well, Jonathan, something with business. Okay, Destiny, child development class. Let me ask our leader something. Brianna and Juan, what has been your favorite class thus far that you've taken at Sonoma State?
I think for me, I recently took a class last semester. It's called Psychology of Gender. My absolute favorite class. The professor was amazing. And let me tell you, it was at 8 a.m. and I was excited to go every day or every time the class met. I loved that class.
And you said sociology of gender?
Psychology of gender.
Psychology of gender, yeah. And it was at 8 a.m. And Brianna, y'all, she was excited for 8 a.m. So make sure, basically what we're taking from that is make sure you take a class that you're excited to go to, even if it's at 8 a.m.
It was an 8 a.m. for 4 hours.
Ooh, who's gonna take it?
And it felt like the class was too short. The information was too interesting.
Oh my God. Okay. So to all my psych majors, our friends that you may have in other cohorts of the psych majors, let them know psychology of gender is a class to take for 4 hours. Make sure who wants to take at 8 a.m. Yay or nay? Put it in the group chat. Yay, nay. Yay for 8 a.m. Nay, which is no, absolutely not for 8 a.m. Yeah, okay, Jonathan. Selena, nah. Okay, nah works as well. Yay, yay, nah, nah, nah. Yay, 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 nay, nay, nay. Okay, nay, nay. No. Okay, so we are kind of a house divided. Cohort 4. Some people are messing with the 8 a.m.s and others are like, nah, not me, never. Juan, what was one of your favorite classes that you've taken this far?
My favorite one also was an 8 a.m. class.
Oh.
I didn't like. Oh, I commute. I have to. I think that was the worst part because I have to be there at 8 o'clock. So that means I have to be. I lived further before, so I had to wake up like at 5 so I can leave my house at 6 to make it on time. But it was also a psychology class. I took Dreams, Myth, and Symbols with Dr. Sobri. He's also a psych professor. That's probably been my one class. You analyze your dreams. You also analyze the hero's journey. So every person has their own kind of hero story. Hero story. So that was my favorite class. I also took School and Society. So that's how you learn within how the school system is set up. Most of my classes have been upper division since I did come in as a transfer student though. But a class I do recommend that was lower division was the University 328. I think that's what it is. But I recommend you guys should take that class. That class is a lower division class, and that class itself you have to take to get leader positions in campus, such as Summer Bridge, RA, and peer mentor. So I totally recommend that take that class.
Okay. So we have the psychology of gender, which was at 8 a.m. for 4 hours. Brianna loved it, never missed it, was there and said, I could actually go the whole day if it was a whole day. And then we have some university studies classes that Juan has taken that also pipeline students into different university requirements. And then we have a question in chat. I have been told that pre-nursing students will be pre-enrolled to certain classes, correct? But do you guys know if there's any room to take other classes in particular, not in particular to that major? So, Elisa, we'll talk more about this in a one-on-one, but just so this is a great question that I want to answer for everyone because we do have other pre-nursing majors in our cohort. Yes, there are other classes that you will not take that is pertaining to the major because there are general education classes that you have to take. So you will definitely have that chance to also explore as well classes outside of the major. Most definitely. Great question, Elisa, by the way. So for all my yay and nay folks for the 8 a.m.s, it's good to know where people stand and land. So now I got insight onto kind of like when it comes to suggesting classes to take, who's the early bird gets the worm and who's the late night owl. We make sure we stay up and do what we got to do. That I just added that on there like that. Okay. So next up, what I want to do is I want to talk to you all about EOP a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go to my Canvas right now and talk more in depth about EOP and just the foundation of it as well. Because I really feel it's important for you all to understand that the program that you're in right now has a lot of history in terms of what we have done and what it's continuing to do in terms of helping the students out. So I want to make sure that we all have some understanding of what we're a part of. Let me ask this question as well, and y'all can respond in the chat. When you think of EOP, what made you want to be a part of this program? And Brianna, while y'all are more than welcome to respond to as well, this is for everyone. So what made y'all want to be a part of EOP? When you were a high school student and you heard of the program, what made you say, I want to apply to be an EOP student? You're more than welcome to unmute yourself, or you can put it in the chat.
I'll go.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was at the JC, they had at the community college, it's called EOPS,
Mm-hmm.
and I wasn't in that program, so but I did have an EOP counselor who ended up being my mentor. And I was just kind of like I didn't get as much resources of being an EOP. So when I applied, when I transferred to Sonoma State, I was kind of like, I don't think I'm going to be able to get it. Once I got EOP, I realized how beneficial it is to help you with scholarships. One of the great things that they do is they navigate you to go to grad school. Earlier, before we going remote, they took the EOP students to San Francisco State University and the University of San Francisco. So that's one thing they do with EOP. They kind of, when you're in high school, they kind of help you to get into college and different universities. And now once you're in the university, now their goal is to help you if you decide to go to grad school and show you how to get there. Since already going into college, it's already its own navigation, and then going to grad school, it's its own other issue, I believe. But that's one thing I like about EOP.
Okay. What I'm going to do is share my screen with you all right now. You all have access to this as well in your modules. Thank you all for sharing that. I also want you all to just learn about the services that we have within EOP. So each student, you all will be assigned an EOP professional academic advisor. I'm not so much, you all will be, unfortunately, as much as I would love to, but you're still able to come and talk to me, stuff like that. But you all will be assigned a professional academic advisor. Student will work with their assigned advisor for the duration of their time at Sonoma State. And your advisor will provide all these array of services that you see right here. Okay, academic planning, social and emotional support, class registration, food and housing assistance, financial aid advising, referrals to campus resources, and how Juan mentioned a little bit, graduate school planning. If you can decide to continue your education beyond Sonoma State and receiving your bachelor's. Financial assistance, these are some things that they provide. Community building opportunities when we do return to campus, because we will. We have the Case Lounge. The Case Lounge gives you access to computers and free printing, which is very important, especially for me, myself. Fun fact, I didn't have a laptop throughout my bachelor's or my master's program. This is my first time ever having a laptop. So when I was a part of my EOP designated program in undergrad, it was really helpful to have access to computers and free printing. The library, lending students where you're able to check out books for calculators for the semester and all that great stuff. Access to the microwave and lounge hangout and spot in between classes and work. Weekly and monthly calendar events of what's happening on campus and off campus. They have amazing events and activities that I'm pretty sure Brianna and Juan, when the time comes, will talk to y'all more about how EOP has made an impact on their life. But I think it's really important just to share the services that they have here that they offer you at Sonoma State being an EOP student. We're kind of running low on time a little bit, but what I will do is that when we come back together tomorrow morning, I'll make sure to show you kind of like the video that they have for EOP, the EOP history right here. And you're also able to access this as well in your Canvas module as well. And then just to this is the Educational Opportunity Program was created in the late 1960s in response to economic and social barriers preventing minorities and underrepresented students from attaining a college education. Right? As a result of this hard-fought student-led campaign, Senate Bill 1072 was passed in April of 1969. Today, there's an EOP in all 23 California State University campuses. The program continues to provide access and various support for students from first-gen historically low-income and disadvantaged backgrounds. So while we may not be able to see the video right now, just given the history that I just talked about, there was a lot of different things going on in the community during the 60s, which is kind of really reflective of what we're also dealing with today. So the fact that there was just a group of people who saw fit for the fact that underrepresented and underserved students having and needing assistance with their access and retention in college is the birth of EOP. So with all of that in mind, I hope that even though this is a remote conversation that we're having and it's not the traditional on ground experience, that you all understand that like you were definitely selected and chosen for a reason to be a part of this amazing program. And while when I'm starting to connect with you all in our one-on-ones, and as you connect more with Brianna and Juan, we just want you to know that we're definitely excited to have you here. And it's definitely a monumental time to be a part of a program like EOP. That, I don't know if you all know this, but the president of our university, Dr. President Judy K. Sakaki, is actually an EOP alum from Cal State East Bay. So there's a lot, or at the time when she went, it was Cal State Hayward. So there's a lot of history that has been brought out of EOP programs in terms of them giving access to different leaders that we have today, or helping them be the leaders that they are today. Okay, so with that being said, what I'm going to do right now, before you all get started with class and stuff, Dr. Erika, Tom, and Dr. Isabella, they're going to come in and kind of go, I believe Erika Tom will be first and kind of have her session and checking in with you all. And then you'll have the math portion. What I'm going to do is share a link with you all for you all to please sign up. I'm going to share my screen again as well for one-on-ones, because today during the one-on-ones and tomorrow, I want to talk to you more about advising and also, of course, getting to know you, because I wasn't able to really talk to anyone yesterday. But I wanted to talk to you, getting to know you, and also talk to you more in depth about what you need for your major and all that great stuff. So at the bottom, this was yesterday, Monday, the 22nd. What we want to do is go to Tuesday, the 23rd. This is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So make sure that you don't forget to sign up for other days as you sign up for your one day, okay? So I'm going to drop this link into the group chat right now for you all to have it. And please, please make sure that you all sign up for a session. You can just copy and paste it and make sure that you just put your name for a time that you see fit. Okay. We have about a little time left, because I also want to make sure you all have a break before you start your classes. But is there any questions for me, or any comments, concerns? And you're able to put it in the chat or unmute yourself.
Oh, I have a question for the link that you just put. I'm not signed in on my Sonoma Google account, so it says I can't access it. So should we just sign in our Sonoma accounts too?
Yes, if you can sign into your Sonoma account, yeah. Thank you for that, Selena. Yeah. Actually, let me see something. I'm going to give you all access right now to it. Let me get that right now. Give me just a second. Okay, so I just sent it to you all. So you all should be able to have access to edit it now.
Yeah, it's working now.
It's working now? Sabrina, you said it's working now?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, cool. So go on and sign up. And the 23rd for today. Don't forget there are tabs at the bottom for other days that we want to make sure you sign up for as well. Oh, and my apology, y'all. One last thing I got to share with everyone. So we have different affinity groups here on campus that will actually be having a welcome. I encourage you all to attend. Let me go to the main. Nope, that is not it. As you all are signing up for it. Is anyone having issues with signing up right now? Okay, perfect. I'll make sure to send an email out to you all. I believe it should be on the master copy that I shared about the different affinity groups that we have on campus that will be having a mixer welcoming that I definitely highly encourage you all to attend. And so I'll make sure to send an email out about that. But thank you all in advance for signing up for the one-on-ones. Thank you for just being here this morning. And I think tomorrow, what we'll actually be talking about is I'll be going over tips for remote/distance learning. We'll talk about college success and what makes a college student successful. And we'll kind of talk about financial literacy a little bit as well, because that's definitely important also for our students, okay? For you all to kind of know about that. So at this time, stay, here in the Zoom meeting room, but you all have like a 10-minute break, and then Dr. Erika Tom is going to come in, and then you all will start your classes and stuff like that, all right? Okay, we good? Everyone, can I get like can you put thumbs up in the chat if you're understanding to know to come back at 10? It's a 10-minute break. Thumbs up. Selena said, thank you. Thank you. Oh, okay. Well, I can take the thank yous. Yeah, I appreciate thank yous. Thank you. You all are welcome. Okay, so I'm going to turn my cam. Thank you. Oh, thank you. No, thank you. Thank you. Not you. No, you. Thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna turn my camera off so that you won't have to continue seeing me, hearing me talk. But please take this 10-minute break, and then y'all will be starting class soon. All right. All right. Thank y'all.
Good morning.
Morning, Erika.
Brianna, I'm also having my breakfast, so I'm glad.
Morning, everyone.
Good morning. Good morning.
Some good mornings in the chat. Thank you. So this brings up, this actually is this brings up a classroom thing. Some teachers may not wish for you to eat in their rooms, or they might have strict rules around when you leave. Other people are very free about how you do things, depending on what classrooms you're in. I personally am a take care of your bio needs instructor. So eat when you need, go use the bathroom when you need, stretch when you need. Take care of yourself, because if you're not comfortable, then you can't learn. So I imagine we have, looks like almost everyone is here with us. So I'm gonna go ahead and I will begin us off again, as we did yesterday, with a land acknowledgement. I am today, I'm at home I live on someone's farm in Occidental, which is in West County, West Sonoma County, about 40 minutes from Sonoma County. Apologies, I was able to mute that before I sneezed in all of your ears. This is the land of the Coast Miwok and Southern Pomo people who still live and work here. And it's also nearby to the Stewart's Point Rancheria, home of many of the Kashaya Pomo who also live, work, and practice their culture across Sonoma County. If anyone had if anyone took some time to look at the Native Land app or did some other research, if anyone would like to just acknowledge, you can just say the names of, and it's okay if you're still working on pronunciation. If anyone would like to say the names of the people on whose land you stand, you are welcome to, either in the chat or your voice.
So I actually want to say one. I'm just looking it up right now real quick. So it looks like where I live, it's the land of the Ohlone and the Chochenyo. I hope that was close enough. And then there's more in the chat. Wow, a lot of different.
Wonderful. Thank you all for taking a little time. And again, the land acknowledgement is just a way to begin, education here in Summer Bridge, and moving beyond that at Sonoma State. There's, strong social justice components of empowerment for all of us, and so land acknowledgement is just the beginning of acknowledging both the history of the space that you're on, as well as acknowledging the people who are still here, as there's oftentimes a mainstream media conception that Native peoples were here, and that there may be people here in this room who are descendants of the Native peoples on whose land we're standing. So thank you all for participating in the land acknowledgement, and tomorrow when we meet as well, we will do that again. So if you didn't have a chance to look at that today, if you weren't someone who contributed in the chat, please take a little time to check that out. So does anyone, before we go around with introductions, does anyone want to share any questions, concerns, or issues that might have come up with Canvas, both for Dr. Dr. Kanana and for myself about anything with quantitative reasoning, or I know that you'll have your quantitative reasoning course beginning at 11 to work to discuss that homework, but is there anything that came up with Canvas? Any questions or comments? All right, I'm getting some thumbs up. I like that. How do you do that? Reactions, okay. All right, I like that. So if you're not familiar yet with Zoom, you all probably are more than I am, but at the very bottom of your screen, there's a little smiley face emoji and you can send a reaction to people. So that's always, again, just figuring out, right, how do we engage in a Zoom classroom, right, via chat, through the reactions, right, and also through our presence on the screen if possible and understandable when not able to. All right, so I would like to invite you all to share before you actually talk about the free, what was doing the free write like? What was doing your first assignment like? Easy? Hard? Scale 1 to 10, 10 being really, really, really difficult and 1 being super easy. Can you give me, where was the assignment for you? Okay, I'm getting a 4 from Jonathan. Okay, 3 from Sabrina. Okay, 3 threes. Okay. Anyone else wanna? Okay, some 3s in the chat. Okay, some 1s, some 5s. Right. So this is a really good thing. I like to check in because one assignment might be really challenging for somebody, and it might feel easy to someone else. And it's really good to kind of be able to see like that we all have different experiences with a single assignment. So I experience that all the time where one thing might come easily to me and something else might be a real challenge. And so part of this introductory to college reading and writing this week is kind of figuring out, well, you know, what do I feel comfortable with and what might I need a little bit more help with? So I just thank you for just checking in on that. And I know a few of you would like to turn in the free write still, who maybe you either for various reasons kind of missed that deadline. Just send me an email with your free write, and we'll work on just looking at those dates for tonight. So without further ado, would somebody like to begin by sharing a little bit about yourself from your free write? So you are welcome to share your actual free write. You're welcome to talk a little bit and then read a couple lines. Or if you would just like to colloquially, so casually, just share, what was that like to do that free write? Have you thought about this before? Was this the first time someone asked you? Did something come up that surprised you? So really whatever you'd like, but I'd like you to introduce yourself again with your name, and you're welcome to share where you are from again, but just to share a little bit about, that is the rooster Greystone, that loud noise there. He may pop into our Zoom meeting here from time to time. He's just co-signing with me. He's like, exactly. So would anyone like to start us off with a little share about who they are and what education means to them?
I can go if you can hear me. Yeah, so I took it maybe a little more, how do you say it? Like I thought about it a little more because the question that was presented, oh, by the way, my name is Josue. I'm from Humboldt County. he, him. Yeah. I took it a little bit more personal. I feel like I should have answered that question by now about who I am, but I simply never actually take time to sit down and actually think about it because I kind of put it into I thought about it and I want to pull up my free ride, but it's on like I can't like transition over. But essentially, I take it as like, you know, I would rather answer the question, how was my day? Because that kind of puts the thought in the responder that you're only answering this question at the time being. You don't know if you would have said something differently in the past. You don't know if you're going to say something different in the future. So I kind of felt it like that. But I don't know. I don't like responding that question because when you actually sit down and think about like where you stand in life, I tend to compare myself a lot to where I wish to be. So I kind of just left it as like a dry answer, like, okay, you know, this is what people know me by. This is my identification, but I don't really know how to respond. But what school means to me is that it's a way out. Where I come from, no one in my family has ever made it to a four-year university. Um, they would struggle to find like a job that isn't like what's it called, hard labor. My dad's a painter and he spends like hours in the sun and it's just a way out. I don't want to make a wage solely based off of. Can you guys hear and see me now? Yeah? All right, perfect. I don't know how much of that you guys heard, but essentially education for me means kind of like a way out. Like none of my family's ever made it past my dad never even made it to high school. So it's kind of a way of just exploring out beyond further than anybody in my family has gone. I don't know if it is successful, if school is successful, but I know what is left here where I live, and I seek more. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much what I wrote. But yeah, I'm sorry if you guys didn't hear most of that, but I don't know if you guys want to popcorn it to somebody else. I'm on my phone, so I don't know who's on here. One of the Abigails. Abigail Lizarrez. Yeah. Sorry, right last name. Yeah, that was good, right? You guys heard that?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Okay, so so my name's Abigail Sarras.
That's great.
And
Thank you. Thank you very much. And as we are all learning each other's names.
Okay, so I basically just wrote about how one of the first things people notice when they hear my name is my last name because it is not very common and kind of hard to pronounce. And so I wrote about how I would usually let people kind of like butcher it, and then I kind of realized what power my last name has and how important it is to let people know how it's actually pronounced. And it's something really simple, but it's like it really makes a change. And I also wrote about being a Chicana and especially in the education system, and how it brings a lot of barriers and obstacles, but it's something that I'm willing to overcome. And then what education means to me is basically making myself proud and my parents, because they sacrificed so much for me to be here. And also I take it as an opportunity to learn and grow, not only as a student, but as a human being as well. And then just kind of have that experience to be able to accomplish my goals. And yeah, coming to Sonoma State has fueled my motivation and has made me realize that there's so much to come. And then it's also given me a way to reflect on the ways that it took me to come to this position. So yeah. And I popcorn Sabrina.
Okay, so hi again, my name is Sabrina Filman, and then I'm just gonna kind of give like a summary of what I wrote last night. So I talked about like being a first generation like Eritrean American student, and then how like my parents immigrated here at a young age and they didn't get like a higher education. And then I also talked about how like some of the most important people in my life are like my younger siblings, so I can set example for them. And then I also mentioned like my involvement in like high school and stuff, and how I was really committed to like several different types of clubs, and how like I'm excited to become more involved once I get to Sonoma State University, like in person. And then what else? And then I eventually talked about like in STEM. I don't know if you guys can hear all that, but yeah. I'll popcorn it over to right before STEM. Oh, before I talked about STEM, I talked about like being more involved in like clubs in high school and stuff, and how I want to do the same once I get to Sonoma State as well. I'm sorry if you couldn't hear everything, but I'll popcorn it over to Cecilia Contreras if she's still here.
Okay, hello. My name is Cecilia Contreras, and my pronouns are she, her, and hers. For my quick write, I felt like the first question, who am I, was like a loaded question, and I didn't really know how to answer it. So then I just based it off on things that I know about myself, in the sense that the way that like my parents' past experiences and the obstacles that we have faced as a family have made me the person I am today. So then I just like talked about like sacrifices that my parents have made, and just how school is a way to sort of not only better my life, but also a way to show that the American dream is possible, I guess. And just knowing that if my parents had stayed in their country of origin, which is Mexico, that I would not have the same opportunities I have now. So I don't want to take them for granted. And it's just a way for me to like take control of my life, because I'll have the opportunity to dictate what I want to accomplish and just take control and not have to like let's say hinder myself, because I'll be able to study what I'm passionate about and like just pursue my dreams, and then in doing so I'll like be able to like put myself in a better position in the future to like not only help my siblings but also other future generations who will like might share the same experiences as me. So yeah. And then I popcorn Selena.
Okay. So I guess I'll just do like a brief like summary of what I wrote. So I basically tried to kind of write it in like 3 parts, or at least that's the idea that I had in my head. So I began by kind of just like writing first comes to mind if someone were to ask like, who are you? Which is kind of just listing, I guess, like basic or like surface level facts about myself, like where I'm from and like hobbies and stuff like that. And then the second part, I kind of thought about it as in answering the question, like, what does education mean to you? So I basically said, I think that education is kind of the process, the continuous process of gaining more knowledge. And then I just said that, or I kind of went into how like just knowledge in general is, I guess, more than just like academics, and can be, I guess, like from different subjects and can help like bring people together like as a society and like let's progress, just like becoming more educated in general. And then the third part, I wrote about just my, I guess, plans in academic college, and I said that I want to go into computer science. And then I was to popcorn Haley Mookley.
Yeah, I think Haley had mentioned before in the chat that her mic wasn't working. So I can go ahead and share a little bit of what I actually wrote, since Erica asked us to participate. So I'm gonna answer the question of like what education means to you. To me, education, coming from a very low income community and being first generation, to me, it basically, I think like Josue had mentioned before, like a way out. Seeing how my parents, how they do manual labor, work minimum wage jobs, and sometimes are unemployed. I appreciate my parents so much for all the sacrifices that they've made, but I don't see that as a life for myself. And ultimately, they did come to the US for a better future and a better future for their kids. And I want to make their sacrifices worthwhile. And yeah, that's basically a little bit of what I wrote. And I'll popcorn over to, who hasn't gone? I'll just popcorn over to Juan.
Hi, so yeah, my name is Juan. I am a psych major. My pronouns are he, him, his. And for me, education, since I went through the transfer route, uh, that's been a difficult question for myself. I didn't know what I was doing to begin with. I was just taking, I was for myself, I was just going to college just to be like, oh, I'm going to college. I really wasn't passionate about it, so I took a year off. When I came back, I ended up taking a career class to see if I had any interest in any classes. Before there's this test called the Myers-Briggs test. Before I took that test, I was like, maybe I want to be a special ed teacher, and that ended up being my first result. So I ended up just going for it, and that's what I've been doing for the last couple of years now. Uh, Once I got here to Sonoma State is kind of when um, my motive for school changed. I, now in the Now I'm planning on to go into grad school to get my EDD, my education doctor's degree. My goal was originally to become a special ed teacher, but navigating high school, middle school, the whole education system to where I'm at has been very difficult, especially being a person of color. Um, One thing I've noticed that, from my point of view, I've noticed that a lot of people want to go back and support students the college route. So like advisors, for take example, and I appreciate them for doing that. But I've noticed that many people don't want to go back to the K to 12 level. So I decided to now my goal is to become a principal, and I want to give back to the community and represent students and families that represent me. And that's kind of been my motivation. My goal now is to become a principal, and I know it's going to be very difficult. It's been very difficult to get where I'm at, but you gotta trust the journey.
Go ahead, Jonathan.
Okay, just like a brief thing that I wrote. Well, my name is Jonathan Duran del Villar. That's like my full name. People call me John Mustache. I'm an older brother of two, younger brother of one. I'm a person who takes family very serious. Sometimes I turn like really close friends into family. Um, I'm half Salvadorian and half Mexican. Salvadorian from my dad's side, Mexican from my mom's side. To me, education is a very like another step of being successful and hopefully like help retire my dad from working because he been working all his life since he was like 13, and then once he came to United he kept on working. And I'm from a little town where a lot of people, you guys can still hear me? I'm from a little town where people, I get stereotyped a lot because people see it as a bad town, but I don't see it as a bad time. I see it as home, and I'm from Compton, and my favorite subject is probably math, history. Uh, my favorite thing to do is probably be outside in front of my porch with my two dogs and we just chill until the sun goes down. Um, One thing I want to do at Sonoma is probably get into clubs, meet other people. I'm a very diverse person because here in Compton, there's a lot of people who are Hispanic, African Americans, like Hungarian, white people. Not a lot of white people, but it's very diverse, and I grew up with that type of people around me. I want to expand my, I don't know, but I just want to expand, and yeah, that's basically it.
Jonathan, you want to popcorn over to someone else?
Um,
Erika, so actually Haley responded in the chat about what she wrote for her free write. Do you want me to read it?
Please, thank you.
Okay, so Haley wrote, for my free write, I wrote about how I moved around a lot in high school and didn't really get involved as much as I was always, as much, and I was always pretty much in my own bubble. But in college, I want to get involved and do more to express myself, and education to me means becoming a better person for myself and my future. Very well said, Haley.
Great, thank you. And thank you for Brianna for reading Haley's share. I know we have a couple more people and without video, so I do know that a couple people are joining us from work. It's amazing. Trying to be present in a couple places, but if anyone else is able to either share in the chat or with your voice, that would be wonderful.
I can share next. So, I'm Jeline, and I'm a proud Filipina, born and raised in the Bay Area. And basically, what I wrote about is what going to Sonoma State will allow me to do for my future. Like, I want to give back to my parents and all their sacrifices that they made for me and my family, and especially my siblings. And I want to be able to do the same if I have a family in the future, and also just to give back to them and everything that they done for us.
Thank you, Jeline. Anyone else be able to share in either in the chat or with your voice? All right, we have a share from Stephanie Aguilera. Mike's not working. So I'm Stephanie from Rio Vista, California. My pronouns are she, her, hers. This free write was not extremely hard. What was difficult was being able to describe myself. As for education, the meaning of that to me is getting a higher education, being able to advance higher, to have a better life, and to keep learning from everything. Thank you. Thank you, Stephanie. Anyone else who can share here, or if you're not able to, in the chat? Salali. Salali Rays. For my free write, I also talked about my parents and how they left everything they knew behind to be able to provide their children with a better future, full of opportunities that otherwise wouldn't have been available to us in Mexico. I also talked about how English is my favorite subject, and taking AP English really helped me realize my love for writing and reading. Thank you, Salali. Jimmy or Romina? Okay, and Abigail. Abigail's sharing the chat as well. In my free write, I wrote about my high school experience, talking about I began to love how I began to love art and the support I've had over the years. Thank you, Abigail. All right. All right, well, anyone who hasn't shared who's able to in the chat or by voice, please feel free to continue here. I want to share that I've had a varied relationship to education at different times in my life. School, actually, when I was young, was something that was difficult for me. I had a hard time sitting still. I did well with certain subjects, but really struggled and kind of got called the dumb kid in other subjects. And when you have a doctorate, when you have a PhD, people think school was probably easy for you. But it really wasn't until I was about 20 or 21 years old that I thought that I might be smart, that I thought that I might have something to offer. Before that, I felt dumb most of the time. Didn't feel like, even though I love to read and I love to write, I kind of felt like, I don't know, I didn't always get great grades. And so education was something that was expected of me and my family. I'm second generation. So that was hard. And it wasn't until my junior year of college, I really struggled a lot through the first couple of years. And my junior year of college, I took this amazing class on African American literature and poetry and music, and I started to learn about structural inequality, and I started doing ethnic studies, and I started learning about feminism, and suddenly I felt alive, and I felt like there was a place for me, and I could see a place for myself. And so education for me at that point, towards the end, it was toward the end of my college experience, that I had language to talk about experiences in my life. So the experiences I had that made me feel stupid and dumb, I learned about our history, and I learned about our society, and I learned about different kinds of isms and things. And I learned to be able to see what happened to me, not as my fault or a personal feeling, but I was able to see why certain people thought certain ways. I was able to understand the society that I lived in, and then to get to make a choice about how I wanted to respond. Many of you wrote about becoming a better person in education, through education. And so for me, that meant both gaining language to talk about my experiences, and also learning about how other people think, even when I don't agree with it, to help me to understand why people think the way they do, why they do what they do, and then to take my own action about how I want to respond to it. So, so I wanted to share that, and that it took me until I was 20 or 21, right around there, to have this experience in a classroom where I had this feeling of like I understood something and I saw something and I thought, maybe I'm smart, maybe I'm not dumb, because I was told that growing up. And so anyway, so that's why I decided I wanted to pursue education. I wanted to keep on going to school. And so I did a master's in English. I did a master's in English, but I still had a hard time in the classroom sometimes. So I actually studied a little crossover here with Juan. I studied different kinds of education. I studied experiential education, which is you learn by doing something and then reflecting on it and then integrating it. And so how many of you, do you know what kind of learners you are? So some people are aural learners, A-U-R-A-L, you learn by listening. Some people are visual learners, you learn by seeing things. demonstrations or seeing text on a page. Some people are kinesthetic learners. You learn by doing something. So has anyone heard of that before? Different kinds of learning. So any like people in here who learn by listening, who like to listen to people explain lectures, listen to books? Okay, a hand up. Okay, Jonathan. Okay. And then how many of you are visual learners? You learn by watching and seeing? Maybe, yeah, a few of you. And how about kinesthetic? Kinesthetic, right? Kinesthetic. So learning by doing something physical. Any of you like very physical learners? Some of you. So okay, and those are just 3. There's all different kinds, but so for me, that's why in my master's in education, even though I studied literature and ethnic studies, I also studied learning outside. And that's where I brought in my work with horses and how I've always been drawn to doing things. So I was an athlete in college and then became involved in a Mustang rescue, but it's not going to be bio Erika time, but I wanted to share with you a little bit just about what education meant to me and like why I kept going. And then I decided to do a PhD back east at Rutgers in Newark, New Jersey. And I studied with cops and prisoners working with horses and looked at the healing possibilities of horses with both people who were in prison and people who were police officers. And so part of learning for me has been about getting language to describe my own experiences, but it's also been to understand other people's. And that's why I chose to look at, we think of police, right, and people who are incarcerated as like 2 totally different populations. So I used my own studies and research to want to explore and understand what was happening both for the individuals and also for those institutions of law enforcement and incarceration. So, so I just wanted to share a little bit about what education means to me, and then I just want to open it up. Anybody else? Oh, I got some visual learners, visual kinesthetic. Yeah, great. And I see over here we also have Jimmy wrote in. Would somebody like to actually read Jimmy's share for us, for anybody who wants to? Going to see if anybody else wanted to read, but I'll go ahead and read this here. So Jimmy shares, in my free write, I talk about how my favorite subject in school is music, and I was part of my high school band. I really love music because I feel safe and happy just listening to music. Education means a lot to me because my mom and dad encourages me to go to college. Both of my parents are from Mexico, and they didn't have a chance to finish school because of some personal issues that they had. My mom took care of me and my 3 other brothers, but my dad wasn't too present, but he still kind of helped out. I would love to major in music or psychology at Sonoma State. Thank you, Jimmy, for sharing. After hearing everybody, any thoughts, any themes you hear, differences? Yes, I see in the chat, wanting to change in the pattern. Any other ideas?
Can I elaborate on that a little bit more? Yeah. So yeah, what I mean by that is like, I don't know. It seems very common that minorities aren't really the people you see being the ones that are up there, successful, that are, and I don't know, I feel like most of us, we come from parents that were hard workers. Like my dad came from a field, he worked in a field. And I feel like most of us have similar to that, where they're hard workers, and even to this day, like my dad still puts in like 12-hour shifts. And I feel like for most of us, we just want to change that, see if there's more possibility of getting us minorities into higher education, better paying jobs, and hopefully, you know, a stronger living. That's what I mean by, you know, that's a chain I see.
Thank you for sharing. So I actually would like to add with that. One thing that I know it's difficult being a minority and being a first gen and a person of color, but I've made it kind of my way to motivate myself. How I see it is we are, there's a quote by the native people, forgot their name, but they say is we are the ones we've been waiting for. So the way I like that quote because we have grown up looking for role models and trying to find role models, and it ends up being that we end up being the role models to our younger siblings, our cousins, or even our parents or family members. And being here and at this moment at Summer Bridge, like as we mentioned in the student panel, once you go to Sonoma State, you're gonna notice how not diverse it is, but you gotta. How I motivate myself is just kind of seeing that we are gonna be the first of many, first maybe the first principal, first for whatever career you choose to be, you might be the first. So that's how I kind of like to see it. Is you're kind of letting the foundation for the next generations to come, and they're seeing you as role models. So just kind of use that as a motive. Um, just because eventually time will change, and just let that know that you know there's other people that are looking up to you, even though you might not know that.
Would anyone else like to share anything else before we wrap up so you can have a little break before you begin your quantitative reasoning course? Dr. Kanana, I don't know if you have any comments or thoughts you'd like to share.
No, I'm really happy that I was able to be here so I could learn a little bit more about you than I would just get in math class. So thank you for sharing. Pretty awesome.
Thank you. Well, thank you everyone for being willing to share in different ways and listening to each other. I did want to screen share really quickly, just to quickly go over your assignment for tonight so that you, you see how this relates. Everything in a reading and writing course builds upon each other. So last night you free wrote and you shared and think about education. Tonight your assignment is going to be to watch a couple of videos and to read a short text, an essay that's very much talking about education. So what we're going to be building to is looking at different people's thoughts about education, and that's what you're going to be writing on. You're going to be building upon these thoughts you have yourself and then putting them in conversation with other people. So let's see, share screen here really quick. So you see desk, and then Summer Bridge here. And I just want to so take you to day 2. Oops, where are you? Oh, internet. Just let me go to day 2, please. Okay. Bottom of day 2, you're going to that you have, all the way at the bottom here, reading and writing homework. And like I said, you're going to have 2 to watch. One is a video. They're both actually videos by professors in the American Multicultural Studies department. Dr. Patrick Johnson is a wonderful professor who teaches courses actually on civil rights and is just an awesome professor. You should definitely take class with him. And also Dr. Kim Hester-Williams, who does really awesome stuff around sci-fi and race and feminism. So each of them provided a video here, and the first video will be an introduction to the text you're going to read. So it's going to help you to get into that text. It's historical background on the essay. The second video, which is having trouble loading right now because I'm on Zoom, the second video is a video that talks about annotation. So annotation, right? So unfortunately, what is annotation? And have you all tell me what it is? And if you want to sort of pop in the chat there. So right, annotation of close reading, taking notes, asking questions, looking up words you don't know. There is, so that's what you're gonna be doing. So that you're gonna view the notes for discussion. So, and so, and yes, and again, I have, if you handwrite, I'm gonna open up our, we're gonna open up just where we are, where we're just gonna be discussing the whole time. We're gonna be talking about the text. So thank you all so much for your time today, for your sharing, and I'm gonna say goodbye, and please email me if you have any questions, and I'm gonna hand it over to my colleague. So thank you all so much.
Thank you. So let's take, so it's 10:51. So let's maybe take break, few minutes break, maybe until 11, so you can all stretch out and, you know, be ready for our part, okay? So do, you know, drink your coffee, stretch, do a little exercise, whatever, and let's meet at 11. Guess it's 11. So we should be slowly coming back to our session. So let me see. So do we have everybody back? Are we ready? So how was the first homework? Let me see. Easy, good. That was the plan. That was the plan. Good. Then anybody was like me and had a really hard time to find like heart beats on your wrist and had to use neck? Oh, doesn't matter. Okay, so let's see. I'm assuming that you guys are here, back and ready. So maybe I will share a screen and we will kind of talk about this, what we want to do today. So let me share screen. This one. Okay, so do you see my screen, the day 2 on Canvas page? Okay, so if here you see when we go to what we have our plan for today, 11 to 11:50, quantitative reasoning, and if you click here, then we will kind of see what is in the plan for us. Okay. So yesterday we assigned you a little homework. And so first of all, do you guys have, I hope you have somewhere like piece of paper with the answer for the first homework. So just a reminder, that was the homework when you were checking like heart rate and also your mood, like at rest and then after meditation and after like more active, like different activity, a lot more energetic than just like meditation, okay? So now this is something like yesterday, maybe I didn't talk about this, how about like what is the expectation for late assignments? And think about this, the summer, so the assignments here will be kind of easy, okay? So I'm not saying that every single math class, every assignment will be like those, but we want you to do them on time, okay? And we don't have that much time. Yeah, I mean, like next week it's all over. So, however, if there is somebody who for some reason didn't do it and don't have the piece of paper, you will be able to still do it because you will be actually today afternoon or evening putting those answers somewhere, okay? And this activity doesn't take that much. It's like 30 minutes top. And it really, if you do this, like if you have quiet spot that you can do it, you know, all together, it's not even 30 minutes. So you will be able to do it today and then you will be, so like right now, I mean, we are not gonna do sharing about what is my heart rate, okay? But later we will be putting this data. Now, why we are collecting, why, for instance, I'm interested in collecting this data. Okay, so this is the homework here. Let me go back to the day. So, okay, so what you did, you have on a little piece of paper your data for heart rate and for your mood. And that's like unique for you for that day. And that's awesome. But we wanna like kind of talk about this. Well, how do I compare to other people? Okay. So we wanna don't look just at an individual person. Like I don't really care that much if, I don't know, how Samantha or Abigail feels after yoga, but I'm just wondering like, if I will ask two people, how do they feel about yoga? And they tell me that they feel relaxed, then, I mean, that's not really, that doesn't tell me anything. But if I will ask a lot of people, then maybe I can see, you know, if that's really, you know, what is the trend here, okay? So like I said before, I said yesterday, we will collect some data. You will put that data, and that'll be, you know, it won't be attached to your name, so nobody will know, but then we will look at all students from Summer Bridge. Okay, so we'll have data. But this is just one data here. But what we want to do today, we want to make the survey more interesting, okay? We want to add some questions, okay? So today we will try to collect some data in order to learn about yourselves and like all the students. Of course, we are in this big, well, we are not in that big session, but still, if we have, you know, 20 participants, it's really hard to talk on Zoom. So how we're gonna do this is, I will break you in a couple of minutes, I will break you into breakout room, okay? So you will be in small groups, maybe like 4 people, and then it's easier to conversate, and like, you know, if your mic doesn't work or something, you can use chat, but I want you will be maybe in the groups for like 10-15 minutes, okay? And then I will bring you back. And what I want you to do, I want you to kind of get to know each other, and also generate some questions. So our goal for today will be to generate, but not for this class, we are part of this, it's for whole Summer Bridge, for all cohorts. We want you to help us to generate questions that we would ask all Summer Bridge and make some survey, okay? Because we think about this, that if you will create a survey, you can ask about questions that actually interest you. And so if we look at here, once you will be in your group, we put like 4 questions for you. So I want you to ask each other, and that was like what was interesting to ask, like, you know, what is your intended major, okay? And how far in miles is your home from SSU campus? Okay, and I already know for you a little bit, because many of you said when you were talking about where you live, but not everybody spoke, and there will be different students. And if you want to Google this, I put like here, zip code 94928 is zip code for SSU, so you can like Google this. How many siblings do you have? Okay, have you ever visited? And question number 4 would never happen in normal semester, yeah, because this is, have you ever visited SSU campus? But this is very strange. It was strange spring semester and strange summer. So if it's possible, my son actually just finished high school and he is gonna start college this year, and he actually didn't visit his campus. Okay, he's gonna go to San Jose State, and he actually was never on the campus. So I'm just wondering, have you ever visited SSU campus? Okay, so those are 4 questions. You can start with this, but this is like, I just make up those questions, okay? And now think about like what you would actually want to know about, like about your classmates, okay, about all the cohort. So what we want to do now is, I will break you in the groups in a minute. You will have like probably 3-4 people in a group, and you talk about this thing, but all of those 4 questions, like, so maybe, you know, but then also ask each other some other questions. And each group, I want you to generate like maybe 3 or 4 questions like you would add to survey. If you would know that this is a survey that we will give to every single Summer Bridge incoming freshman, what would you ask? What do you want to know about them? Do you want to know, I don't know, what is favorite movie, or I mean, I don't know what interests you, okay? What are you curious about? What would you want to know, okay? And so maybe what we will do, maybe in the chat, like in a minute. So my email is pretty easy. It's just my last name, Kanaana, except I have a lot of A's there. So people sometimes miss, but I will put in chat in a moment, like I will put my email. So I want, when I will break, like maybe within 10 minutes, I want each group, choose one person, decide on maybe 3 or 4 questions you would add, and send me by email. Okay, and I will like compile those, I will make the list, and then when we come back, I will show you this document, because our goal for today is each cohort is charged, we have to choose as a class 3 questions that we will pass, hopefully that will be added to the survey that you will be doing later today. So first of all, does it, maybe I will stop sharing so I have more control of his. So does it make sense? Does everybody know what is expected of you when you will be in small group in a minute? Okay, so like in the chat, I will put my email address, send 3 questions. Kanana@sonoma.edu. Okay, and then just one thing per group. Okay, and so 3 questions that you would add to survey. Okay, so and like try to get to each other better when you have that time in groups. So any questions before I will send you to your separate rooms, Zoom rooms?
It's not a question, but can I say something before you send them into the groups?
Can you what?
Can I say something before you send them?
Oh yeah, of course.
So just before you go into the groups, just remember to, right before we move into the next session, check your emails, because Juan and I sent Zoom links to our individual Zoom rooms for our breakout sessions, all right? And then you're gonna click that one and go into the next session, and that's it.
So, but that will be after the class, or?
Yes, it'll be after the class at 12.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Check your Sonoma emails.
Okay. Yeah. So, but I mean, for me, you want to be, you will be 10, 15 minutes, and then it will be back in the class. Okay. So, and again, like you can, you can, if you will think about something, some questions, you can send me in chat or go back. Okay. Okay. So let's do we have 18 people. Let's do 5 questions. Okay, so you should, so everybody has to join, you should get some message, you will be joining. And okay, came up with some good questions for me.
And Kanana, I think we're gonna go because we have to plan for our next session for a breakout.
Okay, that's cool.
Okay, thank you.
So, but so that means that I can. So I guess what you are saying, that I can actually physically close this meeting at 12 because they go to separate rooms. That's what you meant?
Yes.
Okay. Will that be like that every day from now on, or this is just today?
It'd be, if you need us to stay, we can.
No. I'm just, because we were told that we are not allowed to finish the meeting at 12, that we have to pass it to somebody. But you will be from now on always have separate room, you and Juan. So
yes.
Oh, okay. So if I'm until 12, I can just close it and you are starting your own.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
All right. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Bye, Brianna.
Hi, what was the email? What was the email to send you these questions?
Okay, so you cannot see chat if you are in break room? I don't even know exactly. So it's Kanaana, Kanaana at sonoma.edu.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, no problem. So, Destiny, Haley, Carla.
Were we supposed to return to the main Zoom room after we were done?
Well, so other people are still working.
Oh, okay.
So if you want, you can go back and talk a little bit to each other, or you can stay and talk to me.
Okay, thank you.
Because, yeah, so I get so far, how many emails? So I get questions from 2 rooms. And
oh, you want us to send you those questions right now?
Yeah. So I'm putting them on one document, and then I will share the screen, and we will kind of choose the, 3, because we have to choose 3.
Oh, okay, thank you.
So if I look at this, so this is break 2, and room 2 and room 3 are already back with me. Room 4. So room 2 and room 4, no, room 3, 2 and 3. Okay, so room 2, you are guys sending me email, yeah? Now somebody's sending email to me?
Did you say room 2?
Yeah, because like Destiny, Haley.
Oh yeah, I'm sending it right now.
Yeah, because I see that you guys are here, but so I'm still waiting for also room 1 and room 4. Maybe I will join room.
So I was in 2 groups, and I'm with group 1 right now, and they're sending theirs right now.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. Good.
I felt like this was happen one of these days. The fact that I eventually thought this was gonna happen.
I'm sorry it broke a little bit at the end.
I was just saying, since I used 2 screens, it broke me into 2 different groups.
Oh, so you were into groups?
Yeah, I thought that was gonna happen eventually.
So, okay, 5, 4. Well, then maybe I will. Okay. So, for people who are here already, I'm just curious. Raise your hand if you still have M&Ms, if you didn't eat them. You still have Abigail. That's right. Okay. Oh, some people are holding good. Good, good. And like I said, we said before, if you already ate them, there was like little piece of paper attached. So hopefully you will record the data. Or you will have to run to store and buy another little pack. Okay, I got questions for group 2. Mhm. Group 2. So group. So maybe I will give people a couple more minutes and I will close the rooms. Maybe I'll join it 1 minute. Okay. And maybe I will go to room 4. Okay. So let me see where participants. So did you guys learn a little bit about each other when you were in your rooms? Kind of strange summer. And okay. Okay, so I think I'm gonna bring all people here. Hopefully I won't break their conversation in the middle of sentence. Where are the breakout rooms? Mhm. Okay.
Okay, now I don't have to be on the meeting anymore.
Yeah, so now everybody is in the main meeting. Okay, so I'm bringing everybody back. And so I'm still waiting. People, I guess they had like 60 seconds to be here. So we are getting bigger group. So this is also the summer bridge. It's like good exercise for you and for me to get ready for the classes. Yeah, because fall semester, all classes, almost all classes are online. All math classes for sure. So were you able, did you guys get to know each other a little bit better? Or, you know? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, it's good. You probably have like some meetings. So room 1 and room 4, I'm still waiting for emails.
I'm
And
sending my email right now.
Okay, awesome. And then I will share the screen and we will talk about this. So this is like, I didn't give you any prompts. I just like, oh, what you were curious about. And so it's kind of like free ride for mathematics. But then when we will look at the list, we have to choose as a class 3, maybe 4, if we like 3 or 4 questions. That's what we are allowed, because we will pull the questions from all cohorts. And we don't want that, because you will have to do that survey today afternoon. Yeah. So, so after this class at 12, I'm meeting with all the other instructors and we will put all the questions together and finish the survey, and I will show you where it will be. That will be your part of your homework. But you don't want to do like 200 questions on your survey. Yeah, so that's why we are, each group will give 3 or 4 questions, and then it's possible that will be some repeats. Yeah, I mean, it's very likely that some questions will be kind of common. But, you know, between, I don't know how many cohorts, 11 cohorts, we should get like some good questions. But what we will talk about this, so first is a free ride, but then also we will talk about this, which questions actually, since we are gonna do like mathematical or statistical analysis of those questions, then like actually, you know, maybe some questions are, how questions should be formulated that actually it makes sense for survey. Okay, because it's different if you ask questions in conversation. When you are sitting in your group and you are talking, you can ask any questions. But if it has to be done on the paper and you collect from like 100 or 200 people, that looks a little different. So we will talk about this. I have, so that was Sabrina. So room 4, I got the questions. Let me put this.
I just sent them for room 1.
Room 1, okay. Okay, so I got this. Okay. And the last one. Okay, so okay, so I'm gonna now share the screen, and I was just copying. Okay, it's kind of like a little messy, not formatted right. But also, I already see that even within your group, there are already some repeats. Okay, but that's fine. So let me share screen with you and we will look at this. So the possible questions. This one. Okay, so do you see my page with possible questions for Summer Bridge? Can somebody point it? Do you see it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so we have 16 questions. Okay, and you can see there are some, like I see question 10 and 16, do you have any hobbies? Number 2 was, what hobbies are you more interested in? Number 16 is, number 14 is, what is your favorite hobby? So we see that hobby is something that, we formulate this a little differently, but this is like the same questions. So what questions we have? What class are you looking forward to in this upcoming semester? Hobbies. What's one exciting thing about your hometown? What's your ethnicity? Do you speak another language? Why did you choose SSU? Do you have a job? What type of clubs have you participated in? What made you choose SSU? So you see we have another repeat here. Two different groups were interested in that. Hobbies, again, were involved in any extracurriculars in high school. Did your school have any field trips, or have you traveled abroad? Music, favorite music genre. If you could visit one country right now, which would it be? And what's your favorite TV show? Okay, so we have probably like 10 questions here we will have to choose. And but I want to talk a little bit. So those are the questions that you see on the bottom here, what I'm highlighting here. Those are the questions like we as a math faculty put together for you. Okay, so those questions, so on the survey you will have to put the data from the first homework, so the heart rate, and the rest, and after meditation, and after physical activities and the modes, and you will answer those 4 questions, and then we will add what questions will come from the cohorts, okay? But now, if we think about what we can actually analyze and what can be on paper, there are some, like for instance, think about this, these questions. If I will ask, what is your intended major, okay? What would be the answer to these questions? What people would say? Like, what could be example of the answer here?
Like business, like psychology, sociology.
Exactly. So here you will have some types, some categories, yeah? So if you think about this, if I would ask 200 questions of this, and then I could say like, oh, 20 people said they are gonna be CS majors, and maybe 30 are undeclared still because they are not sure, or something like that, okay? So this is what we call qualitative data, okay? So this is like the answer, there are some kind of types, or for instance, have you ever visited SSU campus? What could be the answer? Yes or no, yeah? So you fall into 2 categories. And they are also, and so they are different questions, like for instance, how far in miles is your home from SSU? What will be answered here?
All different ones, because everybody doesn't live the same place.
Exactly. So, but here the answer will be number, yeah? And maybe somebody will say that it's like, I don't know, 5 miles, or maybe 17 miles, or maybe 120 miles, okay? So here, so we have we split data, what we wanna into, quantitative. So when the answer is in the number, and we kind of can put those answers on the number lines, or when this is like qualitative, or where we have some kind of categories types, okay? And like, if we look at those questions here, like some questions would be hard. I mean, if we want to think about this at the survey, what do you think, what questions would be maybe hard to put in the questionnaire, in a survey that you do on paper? Or, I mean, you will be doing this as a Google form, but Like, what do you think? Which ones are kind of hard to later put them together?
I think like question number 3 would be difficult or more difficult.
Yeah, so the kind of like the one like open-ended when you can, you know, everybody can have totally different thing. Those are hard to put in survey. Yeah, and it's hard to do like, so what's the exciting thing about your hometown, or maybe and then but I mean, let me think about this. How should we, I mean, so like looking at this, since I think since so many people ask about hobby, like we have hobby, like let me highlight, we have hobby here and we have hobby here. Yeah, and I mean, there's a little different language, but there's something about hobby. So kind of your favorite hobby. Well, actually number 4, I mean, question 10 is a little different. How would you answer question, do you have any hobbies? What would be the answer here? Like that's like, it seems like it would be yes or no. Yeah, yes, I have hobby, no, I have no hobbies. Question number 2 and 14 ask actually about what is your hobby? So here you would say drawing, writing. So if we would want to choose between this, I think we should include that question, since out of 5 groups, 3 put something about hobby. Do you think that's fair? But which one are you more interested? Are you just more interested, if we would have to decide now, in do you have any hobbies? So the answer is here or no, or would you actually want to know what kind of hobby people have? Like number 2 or 14.
It's better to know exactly what hobbies, just so it can be more specific.
So maybe more specific. So let me see. I kind of weird when I share the screen. I don't really see all participants, and so I cannot see. Okay, so let's say. So maybe we would do the hobbies. What hobbies are more like what kind of hobby we have? That would be our question.
Yes.
I like number 2 because you don't have to narrow it down to just one hobby. If someone has multiple, then they can state that.
Mm-hmm. I know. So but I think for this survey, if you are doing, it would be easier for us if we would narrow down to one favorite.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, because so it's different between when you are in your small room and do conversation, and then we can ask any question, any format they can, and actually conversation are more interesting if we have like more open-ended questions, yeah? If every conversation we talk about and it's like your answer is yes, no, no, yes, you know, I don't know, soccer, football, yes, then it's kind of boring. But if we want to do for survey, so I think we should probably do this one. What is your favorite hobby? Okay. Okay, so now what would be the 2 others? So here, this is like, you know, here we have different categories. People will write think and we will see what they will write. What else? What other questions would you want to include? Who has some, so who would want to say something? Come on, some suggestion.
Think of asking if you speak another language is like pretty easy to get the data on, because it's like yes or no.
Okay, this one is, which one is that?
It's 5.
5. Do you speak another language? Okay. So what's some What other people? Okay, so maybe I will highlight this one for now. And maybe later I will stop sharing the screen and maybe we will do vote. Okay, because right now I cannot see participants. I cannot see how you are voting. I have to stop sharing the screen or learn something more about Zoom. Okay, so let's highlight this for a little bit. If I look at this, two different groups ask about what, why did you choose SSU and what made you choose SSU? Two groups. Is that something we should include? This is another one, the repeat.
I feel like instead of having I feel like that question requires a quite long response. You can kind of change it, and you can kind of change it by asking like, what is maybe your favorite thing about SSU? And some people haven't visited the campus yet, but I'm sure most of us have heard something or made us, choose SSU, or maybe it's because of the location or the dorms or the programs that they have, changing it so it's a shorter response.
Okay, so something like that. What's your favorite thing about SSU instead of, which pretty much is kind of the same. Well, probably this is why you chose this, but it narrows this to one thing instead of maybe big essay.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so let's.
I agree.
Okay, so let's highlight it. So this is kind of what we have to do if we want to use, mathematics and statistics are very powerful tools, but sometimes we have to, we take the data or whatever from the, the world around us, and we want to format this in this way that we actually can use numbers to tell us something, okay? And our goal in the survey will be tell us something about not individual person, but you as a cohort. Is there some kind of trend and patterns in people who actually are taking summer bridge this year? Okay. Okay, so let's maybe highlight what else. So we have like 3 things highlighted, maybe a couple more, and then maybe I will share this and we will so do you speak another, I'm thinking about, do you speak another language? Answer would be yes or no, yeah? Categories. What is your favorite thing about SSU? Categories. What's your favorite hobby? Categories. What is your ethnicity? Actually, is there any question here that the answer would be numbers? Like, like we had distance or number of siblings. Seems like we don't have questions like that, yeah? But I think that's fine. Okay, so what 2 things I should highlight here? Come on, somebody brave, give me some ideas and then we'll vote. So we have favorite thing about SSU, do you speak another language? What's your favorite hobby? So what is left? What class you're looking forward? We talk about the exciting thing about hometown could be hard. What's your ethnicity? Do you have a job? Will you travel or field trips, music, genre, TV show? What?
Extracurriculums.
Extracurriculars in high school or? Okay. Okay.
I'm not sure, but if you're looking for a question with like kind of expecting a number response, you can maybe ask how many units are you expecting to take your first semester, to kind of maybe create another category of who was going full-time, who might be going part-time, just having a statistic.
Okay. And the fall semester. Okay. Yeah, so then that's, we will see, oh, what did I do? Okay. So we have a number of questions here. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So do we remember the question? So I will stop sharing the screen. Okay, I see you. And now could you like, do you know how to raise hand? Like on the participants, on the, does everybody know how to raise hand in the Zoom meeting?
Yeah, hi.
Okay. So, okay, so let's do, so we had the question, so I will try to do a quick count. And so either raise your hand on the screen, okay? Or like by your name. So we have questions because we have to, I mean, we are getting close to the end and I wanna just mention the homework. So first question was, what's your favorite hobby? Okay, if you like that question, what's your favorite hobby? Or, you know, worded something like that, raise your hand. Who likes the question? What's your favorite hobby? So you can do this either on screen or. Okay. Okay, so is everybody done voting?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, so hobby was like 5 people. Okay. The other question. So now remove your hands, and the other question was, first was hobby. Do you speak another language? If you like the question, do you speak another language? Raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. No, okay, so here we have already, so another language is already 10. So it's better, more popular. Okay, so now drop your hands. What is your favorite thing about SSU? So who liked the question, what's your favorite thing about SSU? Oh, only one person? 2 groups ask about this, but now you don't like your own question? Okay. That's kind of funny. Question number 4. Were you involved in any extracurriculars in high school? So who liked that question? That would be interesting for you. Okay, everybody, did I tell you that everybody has to vote? You should vote for 3 questions, everybody. Wow, that's not very popular to people.
For some reason, I don't have like the raise my hand option. Like it's not showing.
Okay, so do this on the screen. I see you. Yeah, that counts.
Like
okay.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So if you cannot find it or it doesn't work and you have screen, if you are not on the screen and you cannot raise the hand, then maybe do the chat or something. Okay. Yeah. But I mean, so do again. So you wanna Sabrina, you wanna raise your hand?
Yeah.
For this one or you okay, yeah. So we have 1, 2. So everybody raise the hand either on screen. So we have 1, 2, or over there for the extracurricular activities in high school. 6, 7, 8. Okay, so this is 8. And the last one, how many units are you planning to take in the fall semester? So again, either raise your hand. 1, 2, 3,
y'all better raise your hand.
5, 6, 7. Okay, so this one is actually the most popular, 12. Okay, so the voting is over. So we had the units. How many units was the most popular? So we will forward this one. The next one was, do you speak another language? That was with 10 votes. And the third one was the extra curricular activities. Yeah, if you were doing some extra curriculars in high school, that was 8 votes. So those are the 3 questions I will forward today in my meeting at 12. Okay, and you will see them in probably one form. You know, maybe they will be worded differently. Okay, but just the just wording, but the meaning will be of those questions. Plus, questions from the other groups. So we have only a couple minutes, so I just want to tell you quickly, I will share the screen and just talk a little bit about, oops, what the? Okay, let me share the screen. So we will talk about homework, and also when we are waiting for the share screen, I just remind you, if you would wanna see me, my office hours are 3 to 4, no appointment necessary. Those are just show up. There could be 1 person, could be 5, we don't care. So if something comes out and you're doing homework and you don't know what to do, you just show up. Or, if you wanna meet at other meeting, and I put 5 to 6, but let's say if you really need to talk about something and you can do only after 7 p.m. or something because you work, just send me email earlier and probably we can arrange for this. Okay, is that clear? Okay, but so now everybody sees my screen. Can somebody put thumbs up? Okay, so if you do this and day 2, we have homework, yeah? And also, maybe I will go back. You can always find, so the homework for today, which you will have to do. So first, there are some videos for you to watch, but the first thing what you do, first you do complete the Google form, Google survey, and that will be the survey with the questions. So you see here, it says that survey length will be here after 1 p.m. So because we are gonna meet with all math faculty, we will put the questions together and then I will put this. So after 1 p.m. come back, and maybe I will send you also Canva's announcement that the form, the Google form is ready. So you will go to this and there will be questions, you will just answer. No name is attached, so later in the big data, we'll have collection of all data from all the students, and we'll kind of start using this on Thursday. So so this one, please, if you didn't do the heart rate or something, do this before and submit, and you have to submit this today, so we have time to compile this, and then on Thursday, we'll start working with this data, okay? Does it make sense? And the other thing is, so tomorrow is the day that you are bringing M&Ms, okay? So either bring that M&M, or if you ate them already, then either get another pack, or hopefully there was some instruction what you recorded the pack, okay? So we'll be playing with M&Ms. And so what we will do, I want you to, there are 3 videos, and I want you to watch those videos because they are explaining about what we will kind of look at the data from M&Ms, and we will be using, this is kind of our guide. We will use the information from those 3 videos to make a box plot and some kind of get information about M&Ms, okay? Now, any questions? Before I will let you go to your other meetings and probably break, any questions for me? Is it kind of clear what you need to do?
I wanted to know, do we have to write anything down for the videos, or do we just watch them?
No, I mean, so I would suggest, if this is, some of you probably took statistic class, but some maybe not. If this is maybe something totally new, I would suggest to take maybe small notes, with the most important things, because we will actually use it on example. I mean, so they are doing all videos about one example, and we will actually use that knowledge to kind of interpret different data. Okay, so I would suggest, if this is something like, the median, I know what is median, I don't have to write it down, cool. But if there's something like new or something maybe you didn't remember that much, I would like maybe take a piece of paper and make little notes. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Okay. So as you see, the second homework should be also easy. Okay, hopefully tomorrow will tell me easy because you just have to do survey, so you just answer. And like I said, this survey, nobody will see your name attached to the data, so you don't have to, don't worry about whatever you write there. Nobody will judge anything. And then just watching videos, okay? And remember, bring M&Ms tomorrow. Okay, guys. So that's all for today. I think you have like a little break and you are meeting. So you know that I'm actually gonna finish this meeting and you are going to different rooms for Brianna and Juan. Yeah, you get the email?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so thank you guys. Again, if you think about something, stop by my office hours. If not, I will see you tomorrow morning with M&Ms. Fun day.